Okay. Good morning. It is somewhere around maybe 10:30 in the AM on Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. And we are coming into the lunar cycle when cold arrives. And indeed, last night, Akesko to stoi gunsko. You can see there's snow up in the sides of the coulees there. Got a little touch of snow. The cold came back last night. Started raining. It was raining all of yesterday, and then overnight that rain turned to snow. Made the roads pretty bad, even early in the evening. Outside of Lethbridge, there was a lot of places got hit worse. I guess there was a fatality on the road by Fort McLeod. And one of Britt's sisters and her little family came to stay with us because it wasn't safe for them to try to get home from town to where they live on the reserve. Here you see the Beaver's food cache. They are right prepared for winter now. Might go look at it from the other side this morning. I feel like poking around a little bit out here, even though it's kind of wet and cold. I hear a killdeer. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. That might not even be a killdeer. That's something. But whatever was calling before was in here. I didn't say it before, but these are a little pod of Wigeons with the mallard ducks. Okay, with this one mallard couple, they got 3 or 4, there's 3 Wigeons with them. Now Wigeons, or 4 Wigeons. Wigeons are usually the last of the migrating waterfowl to pass through the pond. So they're on their way through and out. Yeah, that beaver's right prepared. I'd like to go check out actually the Beaver Lodge at the Alexander Wilderness Park because one of my phenology students isn't sure it's still active, and I'd like to confirm whether that's the case. Should have a food cache now. Haven't been recording much all week. Hasn't been much to record. I don't know if you're getting too much wind on this. You might be. Maybe I'll switch cameras. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't actually switch cameras because I noticed here's that bird that I was looking at that was flying by. It's not a king or a killdeer at all, but it's yellowlegs. They should be heading out of here pretty quick. Yeah, I was saying I didn't record much this week. I didn't really feel like there was much to record, but of course out here things are always changing. There's always something worth watching. I guess I just hadn't felt inspired and had the time this week to get out. I hear whooping cranes. They're somewhere in the sky. Here they are. Can you see them? Whooping cranes. Or are they swans? Sorry. Whooping cranes. Swans. Sspopiikimi. Maybe they're gonna land here. Don't get swans here very often, so this is something. Yeah, swans at Sspopiikimi. We'll get a better look when we get around to the north end. On my way to look at those swans, noticed a couple of muskrats pulled up here by where they pump water out of the pond to irrigate the golf course. So what are the muskrats up to? Feeding on something. These guys do not hibernate. It's like the beavers, they're going to be still fending for themselves out here all winter. They try to keep a little openings in the ice for as long as they can. They'll shove vegetation and stuff up in through some of the cracks. Call them push-ups or push-outs or something like that, so that they can still get out even though the ice is starting to form. But at a certain point, it's too much. I don't believe they store food like the beaver do, so they probably will just have to go into the water and look for milfoil to drag back to their burrows. Muskrats, Sspopiikimi and Blackfoot, are actually like aquatic mice. They're just large aquatic mice is what they are. And in the Blackfoot tradition, they're the only ones that were able to dive down deep enough to pull up some mud after the flood, after the big flood, and kind of rekindle the landscape for Napi. And so they are known for their ability to get deep inside and extract. So they're used in this manner for healing. Their skins are kept in the bundles and used for cleaning, cleansing, including like wiping off paint, sacred paint. The Oka, the woman who fasts during the Sundance, she's not allowed to touch her body with her hands while she's doing that, so she'll borrow the muskrat skins from a Sspopiikimi beaver man and use those to wipe herself if she's got like sweat or itch on her forehead or whatever, you know. Yeah, one of them is not comfortable with me being here. I am gonna keep heading on and go check out those swans. You can see here's one of the stands of cattail that the beaver have been harvesting their food cache from. There's torn up stems all over in the water here. I'm not seeing those swans. Maybe when I was looking at the muskrats, they jetted. Why are they over there still? Not seeing them, eh? Well, we might just go to Alexander Wilderness Park, see what's up with the beavers there. Guess I'm the only one willing to brave the cold rain today in the wilderness park here. No other vehicles in the lot up that way. Oh, look at this. Have a whole bunch of mule deer. Just coming out of this coulee. Yeah, I probably won't be here at the wilderness park too long either. Really just wanted to look in at the Beaver Lodge and see what's going on there, whether or not I think it is active. Of course, I'll take a look at the rapids too. You never know what's going on at the rapids. Sometimes we can get harlequin ducks and stuff like that. Seeing the swans was really neat. Imachkaiks, or Amachkaiks, the tundra and trumpeter swans. Not sure what that was, which species it was this morning. I should have known from the call, but I'm not that good. I only see them, you know, I used to see them for the one lunar cycle before the winter starts and the one lunar cycle before the summer starts on the blood reserve when I used to commute to work there. But living in town, I might see them more if I visited Henderson Lake, but I don't. I mostly just visit Sspopiikimi and the river. What are they eating? Looks like these guys here kind of picking at the skunk brush sumac. Anyhow, wet, cold, whatever. It's not such a bad day. I've been caged up too long. Gotta stretch my legs. We're almost over to the rapids. We'll check that out first and should be able to even sight the Beaver Lodge from there. And then just go upstream a little ways to it. Yeah, seeing those swans was cool. Hardly ever see them at Sspopiikimi, and you know, like even as we just observed, they didn't stick around long, right? Landed, probably was like, nah, heck with this place, and off they went. Probably went to Henderson Lake instead, who knows. But yeah, the swans are interesting. Like, they're one of the, to me, they're one of those beacons of the season change, you know. And typically, like I said, I used to see them when I was commuting from Lethbridge to Red Crow College on the Blood Reserve. There's a couple of bodies of water there, particularly Sspopiikimi, Long Lake by B-Tap. That area, the swans would visit that water, and they'd stick around a while, and they usually would show up almost on the dot one lunar cycle before the seasonal shift. Of course, today is the seasonal shift, but seeing them in Lethbridge is different, hey? I'm sure they were out on the Blood Reserve for the past few weeks already. They, in the old stories, they are the ones that flew Bawukski, Scarface, to the land of the sun. It is important to note that they are white in color, which is unusual for anything going to the land of the sun, but that's what it is, and it's something to think about. And there's a taboo, a restriction against eating swans, especially by anybody associated with a bundle that's associated with Bawakski, Scarface, meaning a Buxapistan, the leaders of the Horns bundle, the Mopistanists, the Beaver bundles, Natowasi, you know, several of the. So oh yeah, I see the Beaver Lodge over there, and I see that they've already got a food cache, so we'll go check it out though. Maybe I'll get my stronger camera out. We can see what those birds are across the waterway over there. It's also a bird out this way that I can't really see with my naked eye, so yeah, let's change cameras quick. I'm gonna have to look at it when I get home, because even now, looking at my little video camera screen, I'm not sure whether these are mallards or mergansers because of how far away I am. And I didn't bring my binocular or anything. And there was another something over here. Oh, that may just be a chunk of wood in the river. Never mind. Not seeing any others here. But we will go up this way and take a good look at this Beaver Lodge and their food cache. Well, here we are right at the Beaver Lodge, and there's no mistaking, this lodge is quite active. There's lots of fresh beaver chewed sticks around, lots of fresh tracks in the mud. The lodge just looks upkept, and there's the big food cache for this winter. And I think something, you know, that's always interesting with the food cache is notice how they put already bark chewed thick logs on the top, and those are green logs. So they cut down trees to make those logs at the end of summer. Hey, that's the time when beavers will like source a tree or two, cut them down, chop the limbs off, and those limbs are heavy. They're not, you know, they're not old dry tree. They're nice, heavy, robust limbs, and they use those to weigh their food down into the water and try to keep it weighed down. Obviously, they chose a lot of saplings here at this site because that's, you know, the kind of food they have readily accessible at the pond. We've seen they had a lot of cattail and bulrush and rabbit willow and stuff. But yeah, always they have these fresh logs that they cut that are heavy, and they lay those on top. And so, you know, part of the tree cutting that people don't like, hey, like this is why a lot of the beavers get cold in town, because they'll select somebody's favorite tree along the river and cut it down, and then that person cries to the city. And when anybody cries to the city has to do some kind of response, and usually if it's about beavers, it ends up coming down to that they've killed beavers in the past couple of years. Though they're supposed to have stopped that off, so we're trying different things, including respect for the fact that the beavers have to be here, and they should be here, and it's like very helpful for us if they are, right? So and that's going to include some tree chopping activity. You know, you can screen off possibly some of the trees you want to save, but the beavers have to have something to weigh their food down, you know. Anyway, this is a very active lodge. It's nice. I'm going to go downstream a little bit. There was another area where there's a potential beaver lodge. At least there was a shoreline lodge of one beaver, but I want to see if there's a food cache there, if there's a second family kind of established along this stretch of the river before I close it off for the day. Just seeing if there's any bucks in this little group. Doesn't look like it. Should be the rut still going on. A group of does and fawns here. Sspopiikimi, the blacktails, mule deer. It's still the rut season. What are you guys eating out here today? What's good? What's good? Hey, come along. Turn this viewfinder so I can see. Pretty wet. Oh, here we got a whitetail, I think. Awatoi. Different kind of deer. Much more skittish and tasty. Yeah, you. Who do we have here? Some kind of hawk? Or is it a juvenile eagle? It's hard for me to see with this viewfinder, but I'll be able to see better when I'm at my computer. See if I can get another angle going here. sure what he's up to there, unless he's going to take a bath or something. Well, I'm going to continue on. That place I want to look is just off of this point. So we'll see. Yeah, this area right here is kind of the area I was thinking about that might have a beaver lodge. It's very deep right here, and there have been shoreline lodges. And as you can see here, there are scent mounds even now. So there is a beaver claiming this area as their territory. But where are they residing? There's no food cache here, so it's definitely not here. But I don't know. I think I'll just peek around the bend here. See if there's anything like a lodge or a food cache. Look, this is a beaver scent mound. Hey, beavers are claiming this area as their territory. There has to be an active lodge fairly close. It's not going to be that one way off on that end of the river above the rapids. There's got to be a one along this side somewhere. But I'm not sure where. Somewhere a little downriver, I hear Silence of the Cows going on. So, the only sign that I see of a beaver lodge along this strip is right here. I mean, there is a beaver lodge here for sure. Where is it? See that there? That is a beaver lodge. But where is the food cache? I don't see a food cache, which would indicate that this lodge is not active. But who's making the scent mounds? Somebody's making the scent mounds. I know there's not good areas for denning around the bend here. Do we lose the cut bank? So this is really the best area right across this stream from me. But I don't know, that one might have to remain unsolved. Any case, there is certainly an active den here at the upriver side and on this side of the river. There, I'm suspecting, is another den somewhere downstream here, but I'm not going to continue trying to find it. I looked in the place where I thought it would best be, but it's not there, so I'm giving up. I don't need to know that bad. If the scent mounds continue, you know, obviously somebody, might even be a bachelor, has a little hole out this way. So I think I'll hike back now. Call that a morning for nature studies. See if I engage with anything else on my way back, but otherwise that might be the video. Yeah, all the animals are slowing down. There's no more snakes, you know, of course, to be wrangled, but even the raccoons and skunks are starting to slow. We'll see. It might be a hard winter for me economically if I don't pick up some business here of some kind on the side here pretty quick. But yeah, I wonder whatever happens to all the baby skunks I let go in this area. Probably a lot of them get eaten, but some of them must survive. Here's that single white-tailed doe again, seeing me out of the forest. Very disturbed, wants me to just go, and I will.